Music has transformed my life, but there have been a lot of struggles.
Doubt is something that creeps in all the time.
I didn't thought I was cool enough to do music. The challenge, I think, has been the competition.
We need to be everything. So where's the balance?
I don't want to worry about, where I'm gonna eat or if I'm gonna eat.
My name is Callie Teknis. I'm from Montreal.
Eduardo Maria Ruiz from Mayagüez, Puerto Rico.
Sancha from San Jose.
I know how impossible it seems. Constant transformation is key.
It's really special for me to have the opportunity to learn. And I can't believe I'm here. I'm really happy.
Take me. Let's go. My life growing up was, very traditional Mexican. I was really shy, actually, very reserved. I just saw that there was a children's choir at church. There were a bunch of brown kids like me. When I decided to let the music take over is when my life started changing. I wasn't trying to be invisible anymore. I feel like the most free when I'm belting, taking up all this space. It just vibrates through your whole body. All of a sudden you're like this big alien diva from Mars or something.
I was raised by 7 women. Music was always present in my household. I always wanted to do music, but I didn't have the confidence. During the pandemic, it opened up a world for me. I started to release a song a month. In my culture, a lot of guys, they're not used to processing their emotions. Since I've had the blessing to be part of this family that is rooted in love, how can I help in that? And in my culture, I would like to transform them by connecting to the authenticity and the heritage. So I've put that in the forefront always of my music.
Music and classical ballet have always been a really big part of my life, but I never thought music could be a career path for me because my parents wanted me to choose something a bit safer. I was studying psychology at McGill. It just didn't feel completely aligned with who I was and how I wanted to show up in the world. So I was posting song covers and my current manager, he was just like, I see this potential that you can really develop your voice. It was my identity and it was no longer something that I could deny. And yeah, here I am. I'm excited to meet my peers at the workshop. With Steve-O's expertise, I'm just curious to know strategies that can help me blossom.
Nobody that's a superstar that I've ever worked with comes out and says, I'm a superstar. It is a constant craft perfection that they dedicate themselves to. I put a lot of my passion into brand new artists. I'm hopeful that I can give something that they weren't able to get on their own.
My goals are learning a lot more about the industry. I have all the ideas and I'm gonna make this happen. I just wanna deal with the music.
Where I am in my career is definitely early. I want to create a bigger fan base.
As an artist, I don't want to be confined to a genre or a style of music because human expression is this infinite spectrum of colors.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you? How are you?
Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
pleasure to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I'm Steve, and I'm the president of A&R at Warner Records. And today I just want to feel like a conversation, right? Mm-hmm. Each one of you have this meaningful journey where you kind of found self. That aligns with me really well because I have my own story of doing that. I'm first generation of immigrants here in America. My parents are from Jamaica. The dream was to go to school and buy a house and get a car and a fuzzy dog, and that's their dream, right? But my dream wasn't routed in that. My dream is a little edgier. It has a lot of uncertainty attached to it, and that could be scary when you don't understand those things. And I had to overcome my own trials and tribulations for me to spearhead in that direction. So it's just very inspiring to hear how you guys want to transition into pursuing these mystifying feats of being a professional artist in this crazy industry. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you. You too.
an artist, you want to be up to speed with how the business is forever transforming, ever evolving. When something doesn't fit, I've learned you create it. I call it taking the stairs as opposed to waiting for the elevator.
My name is Sancha from San Jose.
Cali Technis from Montreal.
Eduardo Maria Ruiz from Mayagüez, Puerto Rico.
I find it disappointing when I see artists use old thinking of what they think the record business is to kind of set their goals. That's a huge mistake. I've heard a lot of great things about you all.
Likewise.
For me, it's about ensuring that I can give back all the hills and valleys of things that I've been through and how you can use some of those tools for yourself. My advice in that respect would be you have to have constant content. There was a time I went to record stores and bought CDs and waited years for my favorite artists to put out their music. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of songs that come out per day, and that's where the content and the engagement start to mean the most. And I want to ask you guys if you've had any difficulties, challenges, or struggles with that.
The content has been like on and off for me. There's times when like I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror that day. But the moment I post anything that's really personal, people are really like engaged, you know?
Sometimes I listen to artists today that put out songs every bang, 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 all the time, and they sound kind of the same.
Intention for me is everything. Like if I feel like I'm just posting something to post, like that makes me cringe. So even if it's just like putting them onto my favorite restaurant, like is that something that people are going to appreciate?
So if I'm going to connect with a new artist, they have to find a way to hold my attention span captive enough to where when that new project comes, I can go lend my ear to it, which is what you really want, right?
Yeah.
The difference between being a content creator versus an artist, there's a thin line between that.
Yeah.
My advice is you just have to be good at both of them. If you're really going to endeavor in this business, this is just a new world we are. So, you guys have any questions for me? Anything that comes top of mind immediately?
I'm working on an album and getting a telenovela idea into like opera form. And the hardest part is sitting down and writing in a time when like there's so much else going on. You know, how to clear a moment out.
Make space.
And make space.
I mean, there's a few ways to go about that. You know, I think you should really look at a support system that can help you, give you the opportunity to do those things, and a team. Secondary, take your time and let it happen when it happens. I've been a part of albums that a record company gives you a certain amount of time to make it.
Yeah.
And I've had an artist go and take almost 7 years to write that record. As challenging as that process was to communicate that over and over again, you have to give space for creativity and integrity to the process.
That's really good. And especially the taking your time. I'm like, I always remind other people. And then when it comes to myself, I'm like, girl, hurry.
I feel like I am a hybrid artist. Like I don't qualify my music into like one genre, but I do realize that when it comes to like the business and the industry that could be limiting. So my question to you would be, how do you build a music community that can grow with you as you explore different sounds?
I'm just a big believer in disruption. And I don't believe in, there's no boundaries you can put on any individual. Someone's always gonna try to categorize something, but the most important thing is that if you can galvanize an audience, they don't care if it's pop, rock, R&B, alt, they just wanna know if it's you. And that'll determine where you go and how you do it.
How do you create that balance between creating something that's true to you, but also connects with people?
The art of it is you can stay to what's true to you, but if you wanna get into the business of it, you have to be flexible and fluid enough to pivot because that's your opportunity.
Right.
It's like if you have a storefront and there's 2 products on the shelf, but only one really sells, are you gonna stock your shelf with the other one that's not selling because that's what you love? The beautiful thing is, again, there's no rules, you can do both. So if you're getting a lot of feedback on one thing, I'd lean into that, and I would still cherish and trudge forward on what is meaningful to me. Even though there's a fine line between like art and commerce, you just gotta distinctively understand the difference.
At the end of the day, it's an exchange with the listeners, and we are providing them with the service of the art that they can relate to, that they can see themselves in. It's that relationship with the fans that builds the industry.
And that's the magic. That's what gets me out of bed every day.
Yeah.
So tomorrow you guys are performing on The Eye, which is a one take, one camera performance. As scary as it may be, see yourself and try your best.
Yesterday's talk with Steve-O was very insightful. This was really motivating.
I came out with a lot of hope. It has transformed me. It has connected me more to myself.
I think you just have to be adaptable as an artist and never compromise what feels good to you and your authenticity.
Ay, cómo me duele tenerlo todo y no poder moverme. Me despierta tu latido ardiente cuando me haces tuya al amanecerte. No ves que hago todo por ti y tú solo quieres sufrir. Levanta, Dolores, este juego se terminó aquí. Ay, 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 planta mi futuro. Yo aquí sigo, hueca en el oscuro. Cuando se vacía y me deja en nudos. No ves que hago todo por ti y tú solo quieres sufrir. Levanta, Dolores, este juego se terminó aquí. Ay, ay.
My name is Sancha. We're here at the WMX Studios for the Eye performance. The song I'm singing is called Levanta, Dolores. I was thinking of this and conceptualizing this telenovela story. So there's like this man portion of it, and there's a dainty, sad female. This song is just crying, just desperation, but exaggerated. I would like to be, at the same time that I'm losing myself in the performance, conscious of lighting, camera, and kind of like performing with it. I think that we're all performing together. Before you perform, you feel nervous about everything. You're like, am I gonna forget the lyrics? Am I gonna sound good? Am I gonna forget who I am? Am I gonna like, you know? And then like, they say action and all that just goes away.
Comment mark, take 4.
There we go.
Este juego se terminó.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, it's already I like that better. I think it sounds better too, and she's timing it a lot better.
With music, it feels like it's all about freedom, like letting yourself go. And when the music actually takes over you, you want to move. Like you want to dance, you want to do whatever it's asking you to do. I feel like the most free when I'm belting. When the voice is just taking up all this space, it feels like, oh, I'm connected. You're like completely transformed into something else.
Nice!